Hello everybody, and get some booms in the chat for the golden shot and the Sequoia Creek version here for hard. I'm gonna give you 9 shots in how to bring home some berserker balls. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You have a button in the bottom right corner. Click it and become a subscriber here to us. Thank you so much. Also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. You can also get our summer special on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link to Patreon and our summer special, which will include the mini tournament that is coming up, is in the description down below. Also, last but not least, can we hit a thumbs up here? Can we get it to 200 thumbs up? That would be absolutely amazing, and I would be very thankful. Let's take a look at the Sequoia Creek. It's going to be hole number 2 from the recent tournament, the one that I actually wanted. And that I maybe didn't say when I, started playing, but, it took a little time to, get into all the elevation difference that we do have on this tough par 3, I would have to say. And we're going to go for the rough bump every single time. First and foremost though, if you do get the hole-in-one, you get the obsidian chest, amber chest for the yellow ring, crimson chest for the red ring, aqua chest for the light blue ring, and then cobalt chest for the dark blue ring. We are going to play with the golden driver. This is the first time ever I have a guide where we are only playing with the driver, no matter what type of wind we are going to have. So golden driver is going to be the club. If you do have more questions or want more information about the golden shot, you press the question mark on the top right, and if that is not enough or you experience some type of error, you send in a ticket to the Golf Clash support by pressing contact us. Okay, so Sequoia Creek, hole number 2, we're going to play golden driver, medium distance with a 10% over adjustment, which is the same as 1.49 per ring. And look at the VPR table on the top right corner, and that's the one that I would like you to follow. And the reason I want you to follow that is because it's going to be much easier. Those of you looking for the text guide, the text guide will be out approximately around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday the 13th of July, and also that's the same as 3 p.m. Central European Time and 2 p.m. British Standard Time. So then the text guide will be out, and you can find it in the description down below at that point, and also go to the website golfclashtommy.com. So let's take a look at the landing position here as a start. I'm gonna go for the rough bump as I've already said. First, the thing that you're gonna do is that you're gonna add 2 bars of right side spin. So you're gonna go max side spin to the right. That's your starting point. Then you're looking for the top of the yellow ring by the edge of the rough, like the end of the rough there, with the ball guideline just being inside that dark green square row. You can see that there is different colors of the rows there, or like the different green square rows, and the one that you're looking for is to be just inside the darker one of it. That is approximately 2 green square rows to the left of the pin. In the end though, there is 2 little things that we are going to have to do depending on what type of wind we're gonna have. If we do have a headwind that makes us having to adjust down to the green. So when we do have a headwind that we need to adjust down to the green, we're going to push up half a ring. And the reason I show you this view is that this is the angle I do want you to push up your rings in. So half a ring push up, and obviously that's going to be covered when I'm showing you the shots that I'm playing. But half a ring push up once you adjust with your target down to green. If you do not adjust your target down to green, you're not going to push up anything, then you're just going to do a normal shot. So only when you do have more headwind than you do have crosswind, this is going to have to be applied. If we then do have a tailwind, then okay, so if we do have more tailwind than we do have crosswind, we are going to go in between clubs. The way to compensate for that is to still do our adjustment, but to add underpower. And you can see here by this ball, please take a screenshot if needed, and obviously this will be in the guide later on as well. This is the underpower that we do like. We do want to have the top of the ball to be just covering the top arrows, and to give you an even better example is to add, add underpower until it cracks the ring. So if the ring cracks, then it's just going to be just before that. That underpower is going to help you when it comes to tailwind, when you do adjust into minimum distance club. If you don't adjust to minimum distance club, then you're not going to do any underpower whatsoever. So have that in mind. So there's two specific situations where we have a little bit more headwind than normal, or that we do not normal, but we have a little bit more headwind than any type of wind, or a little bit more tailwind than any type of wind. Then we're going to do either push up, or we are going to go with underpower. Please have that in mind, and if you are concerned about that or you have any questions, let me know. Let's start and go with shot number one to take a look at with everything in action. First, we start with the 2 bars of side spin to the right. As said before, we're looking for the top of the yellow ring to be just by the edge of the rough, with the ball guideline going into that dark green square row. Then we're going to apply spin. And here I do apply 3.2 bars of backspin with a tailwind coming left to right. Now, pay close attention here now, as we're going to adjust 3.9. You see that we go into minimum distance of our club. Then we're going to have to go with underpower. You can see that I'm using just a minor underpower, but you can also see how close I am when it comes to getting this ball to not clip the rough at all. See, very, very close. Sure, it gets in there very nicely, and we get this ball for the amber chest there. But please pay very close attention to the underpower, and then you can see a perfect example where we do adjust into minimum distance line. Then we do need to apply underpower, because if we don't, then we're going to miss the rough completely, which is obviously not something that we do want to do. Second shot, we start over the same way here with 2 bars of side spin to the right. No top spin or back spin to have the ball guideline in the way that we want. Top of the yellow ring by the rough line, ball guideline into that dark green square row. Then we're going to apply spin, and here I'm going 2.8 backspin when I do have a wind coming left to right. Have in mind now, we are not adjusting down to the green, we are not adjusting into minimum distance line, which means that we are just going to take the shot as normal. 6.4 gives us 4.3 rings, and then it's time to take our shot. And obviously very focused on hitting this ball perfect, because if we don't hit perfect, then it doesn't really matter what adjustment we're having. Ball bounces very nicely into the rough, comes in here to, where's the pin? So close, getting ourselves on hole in one already as a start. A little bit too hot though, because we roll outside the red ring, because, you know, the thing that I'm looking for when it comes to making the golden shot guide is to always find ourselves with minimum red ring. If we do exactly according to guide, we still have to execute as well. 6.3, wind coming left to right, and now 2 bars of side spin to the right as normal. We start with that, then top of the yellow ring by the rough line, ball guideline into that dark green square row. Using in this case a 3.1 backspin. And now, once again, pay close attention here. 4.2 rings is what we're going to adjust. And you notice that we're not going into minimum distance line. And if you remember, we're not going to use any underpower whatsoever when we are not getting into minimum distance line. So have that in mind, because now we're going to clip the rough. Sure, we clip the rough there at the front, but that is all calculated for. So once again, if we're not getting into minimum distance line, no underpower whatsoever, and then we get ourselves the amber chest. But I will say that we do need a 3 bars of backspin here. Going short in line is never what we want to do. Razor cards, Falcon is a nice one, and then obviously the Berserker balls. Shot number, what will that be? Shot number 4. And now we have a tailwind crosswind coming right to left. And I do think it's very valuable to show, you know, a lot of tailwinds, a lot of headwinds, you know, so you get the idea of what I'm talking about. 2 bars of side spin once again, and now we are adjusting 3.1 backspin. 6.6 gives us 4.4 rings. And as you will notice here, we're going to adjust. And you can see here that now we do adjust up on that fairway. And then I do push back into complete minimum distance line. And the thing that I would like to have said here is that when we do adjust up there on the fairway, we do also need to think about the fact that we could be very valuable with some underpower there as well, or at least pull back to minimum distance line. The reason I'm not the reason I'm not 100% convinced on that be the case is because the wind angle could be different. If we just adjust up to that fairway, we're not gonna have to go with any underpower and stuff like that. But if we do adjust up to that fairway and we are very close to minimum distance line, I would still recommend to go with a little bit of underpower when the wind comes right to left. That is, in my opinion, the trickiest wind that we can get here for this version. 6.7 headwind and a crosswind coming a little bit left to right, but more headwind. Now you're gonna see when we're going to push up. 2 bars of side spin to the right, and then the ball guide inside that dark green square row, as I've already talked about. Then it's time to apply spin, which is 2.5 bar backspin, and then it's time to take our shot. We adjust for 4.5, and then once again half a ring push up. And the reason we do that is not because I do feel that we will risk missing the rough. It's because we do need that extra little distance when it comes to in headwind here. You can see here we bounce into the rough nicely there on top, and it falls down and it rolls down towards the pin, and unfortunately a little bit too much to the left, but still a decent speed though, and we claim the red ring here on the T-Rocks account. Crimson Chest is in the books. We do have the boomerang, we do have berserker ball, and then we're gonna go to the next shot here. 4 shots to go. 6.4 wind coming left to right, 2 bars of side spin to the right, and then we're going to position ourselves as, you know, normal ball guideline into that dark green square row, just on the edge of it there. Now I'm using a 2.6 backspin because I do have a little headwind combined with crosswind, and then we need to adapt there, as I do have 2.8 backspin as spin to use when it comes to 2.8 in a direct crosswind. But when we do have a little headwind, we need to reduce that backspin a little bit. But here you can notice we're not adjusting into minimum distance line. We do not adjust down to the green, and therefore we don't need any push up whatsoever. Super duper close getting our first hole in one here, with the wind coming left to right with a little headwind. Amber Chest, and then it's time to check out what cards we are getting. Nirvana, we do have Grizzly, and Apocalypse. Sure, we have it maxed, but you know, getting the Apocalypse in the golden shot, that is the, you know, or like the best way to get the Apocalypse is through the golden shot. Now, tailwind coming left to right, 2 bars of side spin to the right, okay? Ball guideline into that dark green square row, 3 bars of backspin, and then we're going to adjust. Have in mind now, do we go into minimum distance line? 7 is going to be 4.7 rings. We adjust, we don't go into minimum distance line, and we do have a wind coming left to right. Therefore, you know, we're not going to go with any underpower. You can see that I'm mixing around here, first thinking, should I go with underpower? But I decided not to, because once again, I need to follow the structure, especially wind coming left to right. Do not underpower if we do not adjust to minimum distance line. Coming in very, very nicely, and get some bombs in the chat, guys. And lovely to see that first hole in one for us. Obsidian Chest is what we are getting. Skewer, we do have Rough Cutter, we do have the Sand Laser, and we do get Amazon cards. Not really what we wanted, but at least we get 9 Berserker balls, 1 pack of Berserkers. 2 bars of side spin to the right. We are going to, once again, top of the yellow ring by the rough line. Ball guideline into that dark green square row. 6.6 gives us 4.4 rings, but first we're going to adjust with a 2.1 backspin, because I do feel that we do have a little bit more headwind than we do have crosswind in this example. So we do need to mix around a little bit there, so we do get this one correct. Once again, when we adjust down to the green, we are going to push up half a ring, only half a ring, and then you obviously use the new inner ring, which is going to help you tremendously. Perfect ball. Right down the wire, and the ball bounces on the rough, rolls very nicely, snucking it in on the right side of the cup, getting yourself a nice hole in one here in headwind. And I would say, you know, in headwind, I do think that it's going to be like in headwind combined with wind coming northwest is going to be the toughest one to get a hole-in-one on. Last shot, but as you've already seen 2 shots and you've probably seen other golden shot videos from myself, then you know what's gonna happen. So let's take a look. We do have a very similar wind as we had the last time, but I do feel that we do have a little bit more headwind once again than we did have before. So 2 bars of side spin to the right, ball guideline inside the dark green square row. Here I'm only using 2 bars of backspin, as once again I do feel that this is more headwind than we had at the last shot. 6.7 gives us 4.5 rings, and then it's time to take our shot. Well, like, then it's time to push up, then we're gonna take our shot, obviously. Perfect ball, and then you're gonna see this ball, come on ball, come on! Bounces nicely, and it rolls down, and it rolls, and getting this one at pin this time for a nice little hole-in-one here on the Sequoia Creek. Hole number 2, a golden shot for hard. 9 shots, 3 hole-in-ones, a lot of good stuff. This is a technical golden shot, have that in mind. And we're gonna obviously go through all the adjustment here in the end. Once again, I wanna say that the text guide will be out at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time, which is 3 PM Central European Time. So it's not available now when I'm making this video. Let's take a look at the spin here, guys and gals. And now we're going to go with a classic sheet that you probably have seen since before. So we're gonna start here by going and look at tailwind. And tailwind, we're gonna have a 3.5 bars backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right, plus underpower. Means that when we do have a straight tailwind, underpower will be applied in no matter what type of wind you're going to have. So 3.5 bar backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the right. Tailwind and crosswind coming left to right, which is northeast, okay? 3 bars of backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the right, plus underpower. But here, have in mind, if you don't go into minimum distance line, you don't need any underpower whatsoever with this type of wind. Tailwind, crosswind coming right to left. The 3 bars of backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right, plus underpower. Here I would say that you will and want to have underpower no matter what type of wind strength you're having. Meaning, even if you don't go to minimum distance line, if you adjust up on the fairway, use the underpower that we are applying otherwise with minimum distance line. Please do so, because we adjust to a higher point. Very important with that underpower with that type of wind. So northwest, in my opinion, tailwind, crosswind, right to left is going to be the most difficult wind to play with here, where we risk the most to miss the rough. Crosswind left to right, very simple, 2.8 bars backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. So a complete east wind, 2.8 bars backspin, 2 bars side spin to the right. Crosswind, right to left, 2.8 backspin here as well, and 2 bars side spin to the right. Here we don't make any changes when it comes to crosswind. And every time you do have any form of crosswind that first and foremost doesn't get you into minimum distance line, or it doesn't adjust you down onto the green, then you're not going to do any underpower or push up whatsoever. Headwind, crosswind coming left to right, 2.2 bars backspin and 2 bars side spin to the right, plus half a ring push up. And have in mind, this is only if you do adjust down onto the green. If you do have a minor wind coming, headwind, crosswind left to right, then you're not gonna push up anything. Headwind, crosswind coming right to left, 2.5 bar backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right, and half a ring push up. Here we add a little bit more backspin due to that the rough and the fairway is on a slight higher point than it is on the other side, but still the same thing to apply. If we do have to adjust down to the green, we push up half a ring. Headwind, 2 bars of backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right, and here we're gonna push up half a ring no matter what, because we are always going to adjust down to the green. Now, landing position, real quick, we do have the ball, the ball guideline inside the dark green square row, top of the yellow ring by the rough line. Here we have applied 2 bars of side spin to the right, which is the maximum here on the side spin 2 ball. So add the spin first, then you find the landing position, then you're gonna be fine. Push up, as you can see with this angle, we push up half a ring every time we do adjust down onto the green. If we do have a tailwind where we have a wind coming left to right, and then we When we look, if we do adjust the minimum distance line, then we use this type of underpower. If we do have a wind coming right to left in any form and we adjust up on the fairway away from the rough, then we also going to apply this type of underpower for our shot. A lot of stuff to think about here in this version of the golden shot. A little bit longer guide and tutorial. I made timestamp in the description down below if you're only interested in looking at the play. Please have in mind though that I want to know if you get some berserker balls. Did you unlock the apocalypse? Let me know in the comment section below. Much love to you all, and thank you so much for watching this guide for the golden shot, and good luck in your Golf Clash game.